The race to own the future of AI isn't just unfolding quietly behind lab doors. It's exploding into headlines, venture capital pitches, and even everyday phone apps. Blink for just a second and you'll spot another bold new invention that claims to upend entire industries. Everyone wants in, from tiny startups that promise cost-effective AI solutions to global tech giants with near unlimited resources. But amid all the fanfare, there's a side of this story few people mention: the high-stakes battles and sudden power shifts happening behind the scenes. Where do we even start? Perhaps with the eye-opening developments in China, a country where AI is considered more than just a hot tech trend. It's deemed a strategic priority. DeepSeek, a company that emerged onto the scene not long ago, took everyone by surprise with a model so cost-efficient that it instantly threatened more established AI labs. In response, everyone from local officials to AI entrepreneurs began scrambling to hold on to their slice of the market. Suddenly, it's not just about technological prowess, but also about who can capture government backing and survive the constantly shifting regulations. And that's just the beginning of the story. The unseen tensions driving AI's rapid growth. It's easy to imagine that AI is simply a field of scientific discovery, brilliant researchers churning out breakthroughs in large language models. But the truth is far more dramatic. Many of these companies are powered by massive government funding, ambitious billionaire founders, or both. In China particularly, the notion of an AI champion isn't only for bragging rights, it's a matter of national pride and global competition. A prime example lies in the wave of new startups that quickly followed DeepSeek's landmark release. DeepSeek boasted a language model with remarkably lower operating costs than its Western counterparts. Overnight, this revelation made everyone in the local industry realize that bigger isn't always better. Sometimes a leaner, cheaper model can do the trick, undercutting the competition and winning the hearts of influential backers. Investors swiftly turned their attention toward these cost-effective solutions, putting enormous pressure on other AI labs to either match or beat those benchmarks. Some pivoted to specialized niches like healthcare, while others raced to sign big enterprise clients or local municipalities. This unseen tension, a mix of financial stakes, patriotic fervor, and technological rivalry, fuels a breakneck speed of development. Government officials often point to AI as the cornerstone of future innovation, a potent symbol of technological self-reliance. When politics, national aspirations, and billions of yuan come together, the competition escalates fast. Companies that can't keep up with cost efficiencies or fail to secure the right partnerships risk being sidelined, no matter how good their tech might be. But one particular name has recently stirred even bigger questions: Zhipu AI, or Zhipu, which stepped directly into the ring against DeepSeek. DeepSeek's disruption and Zhipu's counterattack. When DeepSeek dropped its groundbreaking, cost-effective model, it didn't just dominate headlines. It forced everyone else to adapt or risk falling into obscurity. Suddenly, AI startups that had been quietly tinkering with their own models found themselves overshadowed by DeepSeek's viral success. Yet among the crowd, one contender emerged with serious momentum: Zhipu AI, often referred to as Zhipu. Founded by a team spinning out of Tsinghua University in 2019, Zhipu had already made waves with a series of large language models known collectively as the GLM series. But they truly caught the spotlight when they boasted that their newest model, GLM-4, actually outperformed GPT-4 on multiple benchmarks. While claims like these often come with asterisks, specific tests, unique conditions, or specialized data, the mere possibility that they could surpass a mainstream Western model lit up social media debates. What really made people sit up and notice was Zhipu's move to offer a free AI agent called AutoGM Rumination. At a time when some competitors charged upwards of a couple $100s a month for similar services, Zhipu handing out powerful AI capabilities at no cost was a bold, attention-grabbing play. Observers began to question whether Zhipu was aiming to become China's all-purpose AI ecosystem for everyone, from curious students to full-fledged corporations. But this seemingly benevolent giveaway also hinted at a larger strategy: capture market share first, then monetize or pivot later. Little did most people know that behind these headlines, a flurry of government investments and government scrutiny was shaping Zhipu's destiny. Controversies, funding wars, and government influence. In China's AI scene, the line between private enterprise and government backing is often blurred. Zhipu found itself in the middle of this dynamic when news broke that US export controls had effectively put the company on a restricted list. Being cut off from US chips, especially high-performance hardware needed for training large-scale models, Sounded like a potential death knell, but Zhipu managed to secure staggering levels of financial support from various local governments, a testament to how critical AI has become in the broader national agenda. Cities like Chengdu funneled hundreds of millions of yuan into Zhipu, viewing the startup as a strategic champion that could keep Chinese AI competitive. Officials seemed more than willing to ignore the risk factors, like the company's restricted ability to source certain US components, because the benefits of cultivating a homegrown AI giant were perceived as outweighing the downsides. Zhipu's multi-round funding spree with local governments in just a single month stood out as a striking example of how political and economic forces can converge around technology. Meanwhile, other startups scrambled to adjust their business models. Some saw the writing on the wall. Training large language models is resource-intensive, and you need either top-tier infrastructure or substantial partnerships to pull it off. A few chose to pivot into specialized verticals like healthcare, where they could tailor smaller, more efficient models for diagnosing specific conditions or managing patient data. Others offered service-based solutions, building interfaces and support tools atop whichever open-source model they could find, often deepseeks, thanks to its cost advantages. All these moves reflected a chaotic ecosystem where only the most adaptable could thrive. But as Chinese firms wrestled for dominance, Elon Musk merging social media with advanced AI capabilities. Elon Musk's bold maneuver with X and XI. Few figures in tech can stir as much buzz or controversy as Elon Musk. He once famously snapped up Twitter for $44 billion, then rebranded it as X, introducing sweeping changes that sent many advertisers fleeing. Now, in a turn of events that even longtime Musk watchers found surprising, he's selling X to his own AI venture, XII, in an all-stock deal reportedly valued at $52 billion. For context, XAI itself isn't an old, entrenched company. It's a relatively new but fast-expanding lab focused on advanced AI systems, known for a sophisticated chatbot called Grow. Why would Musk do this? The immediate speculation is synergy. Owning a platform with roughly 600 million users alongside a cutting-edge AI lab could let him embed AI features directly into social media. Imagine an AI-powered feed that automatically personalizes your experience, or a tool that crafts instant replies tailored to your online persona. Moderation systems might become more responsive, cutting down on hateful or misleading posts. Or in typical Musk fashion, he might have far grander ambitions, building the ultimate knowledge engine that merges real-time social interactions with generative AI insights. Critics worry that Musk's broad vision could clash with privacy concerns. If XI is analyzing billions of user interactions to develop more robust AI, where is the line between acceptable data usage and potential intrusion? Others question whether this consolidation might throttle competition. After all, controlling both the social media and the AI that interprets conversations can shape public discourse in unsettling ways. Yet Musk insists it's all part of a mission to accelerate innovation, describing it as a leap towards seeking truth and advancing knowledge. And that leads us to the bigger picture, how these high-profile moves reflect a global scramble to redefine tech, business, and everyday life around AI. The domino effect across the tech industry. Look around, and it's evident that AI is no longer a futuristic concept locked away in research labs. Entire sectors, media, finance, healthcare, government services, are reshaping their processes to integrate AI at every level. Large language models, once the stuff of specialized academic conferences, are now front and center in consumer apps and corporate boardrooms. This shift is sparking a domino effect. The more companies adopt AI, the more they realize how transformative it can be, fueling deeper investments and fresh waves of competition. Free AI agents like Zhipu's AutoGM rumination or open-source frameworks from DeepSeek are a direct result of this scramble. They're not just philanthropic giveaways, they're strategic ploys to build user bases fast. Capturing a large audience early means collecting more data for model training, attracting more developers to build plugins, and locking in partnerships before the next competitor emerges. The boundary between public institutions and private ventures also continues to blur, especially in markets like China, where government-led AI initiatives receive massive funding with few strings attached, provided the company can scale quickly and align with national tech objectives. The question of whose model is better or cheaper can change overnight. Benchmarks are helpful but often fail to capture real-world performance in diverse scenarios. One model might excel at generating human-like text, another at summarizing documents quickly with fewer mistakes. The real battlefield involves cost of deployment, regulatory acceptance, user trust, and strategic partnerships. For many, the winner is the one that secures the most stable revenue streams while delivering enough hype to keep investors interested. However, for every bold claim of success, there are looming challenges. especially for those trying to go public or rely heavily on government endorsements. The ongoing uncertainty and speculation. One particularly intriguing storyline is Zhipu's rumored plan to go for an IPO on the Shanghai Stock Exchange's STAR market. In the not-too-distant past, that prospect seemed like a no-brainer. Strong government support, a suite of AI models, and robust demand for AI services would make for a triumphant market debut. But after DeepSeek's cost-efficient breakthrough, some analysts wonder whether local governments might shift their allegiance more firmly to DeepSeek, especially for official or large-scale deployments. If that happens, Zhipu's revenue streams could take a hit, making an IPO less attractive or more risky. Investors also keep a close watch on Zhipu's expense rate. Reports suggest the company has hundreds more employees than DeepSeek, burning cash faster in a market that's rapidly growing but also crowded. High burn rates aren't necessarily fatal. Many tech darlings have stayed afloat on negative cash flow for years, but investors want tangible proof of a profitable path forward. If government contracts start favoring DeepSeek, or if new regulations hamper expansion, Zhipu might be forced to rethink its roadmap, pivot to more specialized applications, or raise additional rounds of funding under less favorable conditions. Outside China, the broader political climate could also influence the fate of companies like Zhipu. Export controls, data protection laws, and shifting trade relations between major powers could affect everything from the availability of crucial hardware to the international appetite for Chinese AI solutions. In the end, it's a complex tapestry of innovation, geopolitics, and economics, weaving together a story that's far from straightforward and nowhere near its final chapter. Yet for all the uncertainty, one thing is clear: AI is irreversibly interwoven with our future, and understanding the players in the game might be the key to navigating what comes next. All is just the beginning. From the breakneck competitions in China's AI scene to Elon Musk's dramatic merger of social media and AI labs, every move underscores the same reality. AI isn't just software. It's the new foundation upon which entire industries are rebuilding themselves. Governments see it as a strategic advantage, entrepreneurs view it as the next gold rush, and consumers are gradually learning that AI will soon touch nearly every aspect of their daily lives. For companies like Zhipu, the stakes couldn't be higher. They face export restrictions, must juggle local government expectations, and battle cost-effective rivals like DeepSeek. Whether they rise to become the top AI titan or pivot under pressure, they're emblematic of the scale and speed at which AI can disrupt markets. Meanwhile, Apple's potential AI healthcare coach signals a new era of personalized medicine that blurs the line between consumer tech and clinical advice. And Musk's all-in approach with X and XAI showcases how swiftly AI might reshape social platforms, perhaps redefining how we communicate and stay informed. Where does this roller coaster leave the rest of us? In a world where AI breakthroughs arrive weekly, the best way to stay informed is to keep an eye on emerging developments, consider the financial and political forces at play, and question how these technologies might reshape our personal lives. Where will AI take us next? After all, the only certainty is that the stakes and the excitement will keep climbing. So, which AI powerhouse do you think will end up defining your future? That's the question lingering on everyone's mind. And it's a question that might only become more pressing as these tech giants and ambitious startups strive to shape what intelligence means for our rapidly evolving world. So take a deep breath and see you next time.